In a jungle, there lived a lion by the name of Vajradanstra, a jackal called Chaturak, and a wolf called Kravyamukh were his attendants. One day, one expected female camel who was in labor pains was left behind by a karma. In the deep jungle, she fell a prey to the lion. Hello and welcome to my channel. I am reading the tales of Panchatantra written by Vishnu Sharma, and today I started reading the story of Vajradanstra, the lion, and Chaturak, the jackal. So let's continue. When he had torn off her womb, a little baby camel came out. The lion and the other animals feed themselves on the female camel's flesh and were all very content. But the lion spared the young camel and brought him home alive. He said to him, "Little camel, you have nothing to fear, either from me or from anyone else. So run about fearlessly in the jungle, just as you please. We'll call you Shankukarn because your ears are like wedges." And so the four of them began to live together very happily. They entertained one another telling stories. Shankukarn began to grow up, but he would never leave the lion even for a moment. One day, the lion had a fight with a wild elephant. The elephant wounded the lion so badly with his tusks that Vajradantra was unable even to walk. Exhausted with hunger, he said to the others, "Look for some animal that I can kill even in this condition, so that your hunger and mine can be satisfied." And so the jackal, the wolf, and the camel wandered in the jungle until evening, but they could not find any animal at all. So they returned empty handed. Chaturak, the jackal, began to think, if the lion would only kill Shankukarn, then we could all feed on him for a couple of days. But our master will not kill him because he has given him the assurance that his life will be safe. However, with the help of my wits, I shall influence the camel in such a way that he will offer himself of his own accord to the lion. For there is nothing in this world that a clever man can't achieve. So a wise man should make the most of his wits. With this thought, Chaturak approached the camel and said to him, "Shankukan, the master is dying of hunger. If he does die, we too shall be destroyed. So I am going to tell you how you could be useful to him. Please listen carefully." Shankukan said, "Don't tell me, and I shall attend to it quickly. And if I do anything for the master according to our religion, I shall be rewarded 100-fold." The jackal said, "Then, friend, you should offer your body to the master to save his life. And for this sacrifice, the master will guarantee that you will be given a body twice your present size in your next life." Shankukan replied, "Very well then, I agree." Then all the animals went to the lion and said, "Master, the sun has already gone down and we have still not been able to find any animal. But if you will guarantee that Shankukan will have a body twice his present size in the next life, then he is prepared to offer himself to you as a holy sacrifice." The lion replied, "Indeed, I do promise that it shall be so." Hardly had he uttered these words when the wolf and the jackal fell upon the camel and tore up his body, and that was the end of him. Afterwards, the lion said to the jackal, "Chaturak, watch this carcass carefully while I go to the river for a bath and worship the gods." Then the lion went off. When he had gone, the jackal thought to himself, "How can I contrive to enjoy this carcass all to myself?" He thought about it for a little while, then he hit upon a plan. He said to the wolf, "Oh, wolf, you are hungry, aren't you? Until the master comes back, have a few mouthfuls of this camel flesh. I'll make up a story to tell him as an excuse when he returns." But the wolf had hardly begun to eat when the jackal shouted, "Look out, Kravyamukh! Here's the master coming back. Leave it alone. Get away from it. The wolf immediately stopped eating. When the lion arrived, he saw that the camel's heart has been removed. He frowned and said angrily, "Who has contaminated my food? Tell me his name, and I shall kill him on the spot." The wolf started looking at the jackal as much as to say, "Well, go on, say something to calm him down." But the jackal only smiled and said to the wolf, "You ate the heart when I told you not to. Now enjoy the fruit of what you have done." When the wolf heard this, he was afraid for his life and took to his heels. At this point, a caravan heavily loaded was coming along the same path. The leading camel had a large bell round his neck. When the lion heard the jingling sound in the distance, he said to the jackal, "Go and see where this terrifying noise is coming from. I have never heard this before." The jackal went a little way off, then returned and said, "Master, leave this place as quickly as you can if you want to stay alive." The lion said, "Friend, why are you frightening me? Tell me, what is it?" The jackal said, "Master, Yam is very angry with you because you have killed a camel before the hour appointed for his death. He has come personally and has brought with him the father and grandfather of the death camel to have revenge on you, and the noise you hear comes from the bell that he has tied round the leading camel's neck." When the lion saw the caravan approaching, he left off eating the camel and ran for his life. After that, the jackal had the camel's flesh all to himself, and it lasted him many days. Dhamnak continued. "And so, that's why I said, a cunning man, even at the cost of tormenting others, artfully looks after his own interests and keeps his plans a secret, as Chaturak the jackal did in the jungle." After Dhamnak had left, Sanjeevak started thinking, "I'm a grass eater, but I have becoming the follower of a flesh eater. I'm in a spot. What shall I do? Where shall I go? How can I get back my peace of mind? Perhaps if I go to Pinglak and humbly beg for my life, he may not kill me. Then again, suppose I leave this place and go somewhere else. But no, then some other flesh eater will kill me. I think it is better to go to the lion." And so, having made this resolution, Sanjeevak went slowly to the lion's den. He found Pinglak sitting in exactly the same attitude as Dhamnak had described. So shocked was Sanjeevak that he immediately backed away from the lion and stood at a distance, without even bowing to him. And so it was that Pinglak too saw Sanjeevak in the same attitude as Dhamnak had described. Furiously, he fell upon the bullock, tearing his back with his sharp claws. Sanjeeva pointed out his horns against Pinglak's belly and stood ready to fight. When Kartak and Dhamnak saw the lion and the bullock thus confronting each other with faces red as the kinshuk flower and eyes like fire, Kartak said to his brother, "You stupid fellow, you did wrong in creating enmity between these two. This proves that you don't really know the Niti Shastra, for they say only a man who can reach his goal through cunningness and intrigue, avoiding war, deserves to be a minister. So, if you are really shrewd, you must not find a way to bring this conflict to an end. Otherwise, both of them will be destroyed. On the other hand, if only the bullock is killed and you regain your position as minister, then everyone will avoid the master. As they say, a good king served by a wicked minister is shunned by all, just like a lake of sweet water when it has crocodiles all round it. But what is the use of giving advice to a fool? No good comes of it. For advice given to fools instead of calming them only makes them more excited. That is what the bird found out when he gave advice to the monkey." Dhamnak asked, "How was that?" And Kartak told, "I'll tell you in my next video. Till then, keep listening beautiful stories and keep smiling."